have a story for you as well about my own stupidity, which is great. Let's see if this works. If I hit the I think it's live. I have a story for you as well about my own stupidity, which is great. Let's see if this works.
Looks live to me.
I think
How
it's
is
live.
the sound?
I have a story for you as well
Test,
about
test,
my own
test.
stupidity, which is great. Let's see if this works.
Looks live to me.
I think
How
it's
is
live.
the sound?
Oh, there we go. All right, cool. Hey,
Frame rate's not good.
frame rate's not good. That's my fault because it's this laptop that's the ish. What the hell is loading up here? Radeon settings. Okay, weird. I'll just hit this thingy here and we'll get rocking and we'll figure it out afterwards.
Yeah.
And hey, everybody, welcome to the SideQuest, the greatest, absolute greatest video game podcast in the known timeline. I am Dali Domovsky. Joining me, the beautiful one, Aaron Scratty Bones Kelly.
Hey.
Also joining me, nobody.
Yeah, we couldn't get anybody.
Couldn't get anybody today. That's all right. It's one of those weeks. We had a lot of news the last couple of weeks. It's been like really quiet this week. I think everybody's, getting sick from the coronavirus.
Yeah.
I have the Jack Daniels virus going on right now. So I hope everybody else is healthy. I'm still fucking dealing with. I'm already starting to swear. I'm still fucking dealing with this. Damn cold or bronchitis, or maybe I got the coronavirus. I don't know, that I picked up from CES a couple weeks back. Still got this like horrible dry cough. So I'm hoping it's just weather related. I've had this stuff before and it just kind of goes away after a little while. But we'll see. Yeah. Hi. At least you're alive. Somewhat. Tell me your story. Tell us your story if you feel so.
God.
This is wonderful.
So, all right, let me start a little bit before the story picks up. So I think I talked about it on here the other show, where I dumped an entire coffee into my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
So I left that sit in a bag of rice for about a week, and then tested it after 8 days or something like that, and it turned on.
Perfect.
Yes, and
working.
so sort of,
okay.
So it turned on. I didn't lose any data. It still seems to run as good as it can. The fans on it are kicked on constantly now, though.
Okay.
And the keyboard sort of doesn't work. And I can't tell if that's because the keyboard's fried or because there's rice stuck under the keyboard.
Oh shit! It might be that actually.
Yeah. So I just
disassemble that keyboard.
It's such a pain in the ass, dude. I got to take the entire laptop apart to get into any of the internals.
I've done it before on a previous laptop, so I know the feeling.
Yeah. So I just, instead of dealing with that, I just took a spare keyboard to work, and so I just have a keyboard plugged into my laptop at work. So yeah, and everything else works fine. So there was that. I was like, oh, finally, a crisis dealt with, and finally. Satisfactorily.
Everything's good. Everything's dry.
Yep.
On your laptop.
Everything's great.
Nothing worried about anything wet. Again, everything is dry, and dry is good, as we know.
Yes, very much so. So then I finished my week of work, and I had my day off. I get 1 day off a week. I fell asleep Monday morning around 8 a.m. Tuesday's my day off, so I fell asleep, Tuesday morning. Like I got home from work Monday and I was up all night. And then I fell asleep Tuesday morning around 8 a.m. I woke up at 11 a.m. to my phone going crazy. So I fucking grab it and I look at it through the haze of 2 hours of sleep, and I don't recognize the number. And I'm like, oh God, is this a telemarketer? Like, what's going on here? But I recognize the area code, and it's a local area code. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to ignore it. Phone rings again. This time it leaves a voicemail. I'm like, all right, I'll just mash the phone until voicemail turns on. Hit the thing to listen to the message, and it's someone talking about work stuff. None of my coworkers. It's not a problem at the job. It's just somebody who's like, hey man, what's going on? I was hoping to talk to you about a thing that you stock. And I immediately just mash the phone until the message deletes.
Yeah.
And then I go back to sleep, and my phone rings several more times until it stops around 6 or 7 p.m.
The same dude?
Same dude. In between there, at one point, I fire a text message off to my coworker. I said, "Did you give my fucking phone number out?" And she immediately texts back and she goes, "Look, they said they knew you."
Oh no. Shit.
So I'm just like, this is why I didn't want you to have my phone number in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Lose this phone number and don't ever give anyone my phone number again.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the start of my day off. So I woke up properly that evening and I was like, all right, I got to do some laundry because that's what I do on my day off. Threw my laundry in the washer,
Mm-hmm.
threw my laundry in the dryer, pulled my laundry out of the dryer, threw it in my laundry hamper and set it down, pulled it back inside. I live in an apartment building and you have to go outside to get to the laundry room. So I carried it back upstairs to my apartment, put the basket in my kitchen. At this point, it's about midnight.
In the kitchen, the basket.
At this point, it's about midnight, and I'm just like, I don't want to deal with folding clothes and shit right now.
You're like, fuck it, forget it.
I'm just like, fuck it. It's the laundry's done and it's in the basket. I'll fold it in the morning. So I'm sitting back in my room at this computer that I'm sitting at right now. 2 hours have gone by since I got the laundry in, so it's about 2 a.m. now. And all of a sudden, like my eyes are just burning. And I'm just like, oh my God, am I tired? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, I've only been awake since 7, but I'm sitting here and then I'm like sniffing the air and I'm like, I smell something like really acrid and I don't know what the fuck's going on. So I get up and I look around and there's nothing wrong in my room. And I walk out to the kitchen and I'm like, there's nothing going on in here. I check the stove and, all the appliances and stuff to see if there's like an electronic short or something. And there's nothing. And check the bathroom. The bathroom's fine. Then I'm just kind of standing in the kitchen like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm out here. I guess I'll fold some laundry.
Mm-hmm.
So I pick up the top piece of clothing out of the basket, which is a towel. And as soon as I pick it up, there's open flame.
That's
in my laundry.
Crazy.
In my laundry basket. Open flame. I'm like, oh, fuck.
How the fuck is that even possible?
I take about a half a second to go, do I use the fire extinguisher? I've never used a fire extinguisher before, but I know they make a mess.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, fuck that. So I pick up the whole basket that is on fire, run it into my bathroom, dump the whole fucking thing in the tub, and crank the shower on.
Yeah, okay, that's smart.
So all of my clothes are now in the shower, smoldering. As they spread out, there's just smoke coming out of all of them. I turn the bathroom's exhaust fan on to try and deal with some of the smoke, and I'm like, I gotta open the window. Go to open the window in the bathroom. It's -17, so the windows are frozen. Go to open the kitchen window. Kitchen window doesn't open, and then the fire alarm starts going off.
Oh, shit.
The smoke detector, and it's hardwired into the building's power supply. So I can't just pull the battery and have it not going off. So I've got the bathroom door closed while the shower's running on these clothes, which are producing smoke, which is in my apartment, setting the smoke detector off. So I end up we're at 3 a.m. at this point. So I end up with a towel wrapped around the smoke detector, which I've also duct taped to try and duct tape over the sensors, holding it so that it won't go off. Because the second I let go of it, it starts going off again.
Oh my God.
And so call it 2 hours go by until finally there's enough not smoke in the apartment to not set the fire extinguisher off or the fire detector off. Duct tape the towel around it just in case. Go back in to check.
Safe,
go back in. Yeah, totally safe. Well, it's not like it's connected to anything. Like, it's not connected to the fire department because we don't have an
Okay, yeah. Ours
so
are over here, and I think by law they're connected to the fire department.
Right, like ours can be, but you have to set it up through like an alarm company, and these ones aren't. So they just go off, and you can't turn them off. So it's absolutely useless for it to be going off when I'm awake and know what's causing the problem and have dealt with it. So it's just like, all right, that's happening. So I go back in and check the clothes. The clothes are now soaked in the tub. They're no longer smoldering. And I'm just like, I can't deal with this right now. So I put the tub stopper in. I fill the tub up, let it fill with water, and then submerge like all of the shit so that if there's any embers still in it, like they are now underwater. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed. Go to bed. Get up the next day, go to work, come back home, do a running tally of everything that was destroyed. Lost all of my hoodies except for the one I'm wearing, basically.
Oh man.
One of them is totally destroyed, like burned through. The other one is like so smoke damaged, I don't think it's wearable anymore. Like smoke and scorch damaged.
That could be style though, in a weird way. Okay.
Yeah, like there's no holes in it, so I might just say fuck it and keep wearing it if I can get the smell out of it. Lost 90% of my underwear.
Oh my god. Well, so you're commando in like basically what amounts to 1 degree Fahrenheit.
Pretty much. I have the underwear I was wearing, and I have like 3 other pairs that were already washed, and I just hadn't gotten around to wearing yet.
Oh my lord.
Lost a bunch of socks. Lost a bunch of t-shirts, which is a real kick in the dick.
That's the one that, yeah.
Because it's so hard to find comfortable t-shirts, especially when you're my height. And I lost
James height, guys.
I lost a brand new pair of pants, which is
like work pants that you usually wear, or
I own 3 pairs of pants now too, because I'm so ludicrously tall that you can't find pants that fit me.
You need to set up like some type of Patreon or whatever one of those charity things are. Help
like
donate
a GoFundMe.
A GoFundMe for Erron, because this is a good GoFundMe.
Well, so the pants things.
We'll donate. We'll tweet it out.
The pants thing sucks because it's just because I don't wear jeans, right? Like I had surgery, and like any amount, we're gonna get a little blue here. Any amount of pressure on the scar tissue, which is on my ball sack, it just hurts.
You guys remember that story from about a year ago?
Yeah, so I don't wear jeans because jeans tend to run a little tight. So I wear cargo pants. You can't find cargo pants with a leg long enough to fit me. The longest you can find is like a 36 leg, and I wear a 40.
Oh, really? With cargo pants, that's it? That's wild. I'd have to. I'll take a look at like my local Target and see if there's anything floating around here that we can send over to you.
The pair of pants I lost and the pair of pants I'm wearing right now came from like a big and tall store.
Oh wow.
And we got them. We were only able to get 2 pairs because they were getting out of the cargo pants business. Like they're just not stocking them anymore. Like they don't make them anymore.
Damn it. See, this is what happens when there's an internet furor over cargo pants, right? Because they said cargo shorts, cargo pants, nobody should be wearing those. Those are the stupidest thing on the planet. So everybody stopped stocking cargo pants. And guess what? People still need cargo pants.
So that sucks, but eventually I'll be able to find some pants that I can replace.
Yeah.
The real piss off is the hoodies, because the hoodies are from this website called Jinx.
Yeah, I remember Jinx, yeah.
They're both from that website, and they don't make those hoodies anymore.
Oh,
yeah, yuck. Like I it's not even like I can't replace them because like I can't afford it. I can't replace them because I can't replace them. Like there's nothing to replace them with. So they're just done. But as soon as everything dries out, I'll take some pictures. I've got a couple preliminary pictures. Oh, and the other thing is, notice how I don't have anything around my neck?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were in the laundry.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they're gone.
Do you think that might have been what?
I mean, they're made of the same material as like t-shirts and stuff. There's cloth. But no.
I wonder what it was that caused it. I mean, did you have like a Pikachu in there or something, or like
my best guess is one of my pairs of boxers weren't made out of cotton. They were made out of, I think, something else like polyester or some shit like that.
Shouldn't do anything.
So all I can think is that one of the zippers on like one of my like the hoodie that's burnt through, all I can think is that the zipper on that got so hot and it got pressed up against that it started like an ember or something like that. You
didn't have like anything from the store in your pocket in there or anything that may have like caught fire? Or
I don't use anything from my store. I don't smoke, so
you don't eat where you shit. That's smart.
Well, and here's the best part. So I told it to my boss, like I was telling the story to my boss, and he goes, "You know what? I bet you had like vape juice on your clothes." And my boss is also the guy who owns this apartment building and maintains that laundry room, and so he's trying to think of ways that it wouldn't be the dryer's fault. So he's like, "I bet you had stuff on your clothes, and that's what went up in flames, and so it wasn't the dryer's fault." I'm just like, motherfucker. clothes go in the dryer after they go in the washer,
Yeah.
which means your washer failed to wash my clothes. So it's still your fault if your situation is true. And also, I'm not blaming you.
Yeah.
It's a thing that happened. But yeah,
That's
so
insane. That's
so
absolutely
I
insane.
yeah, fucking
I think
ridiculous.
maybe you have like a fucking ghost in your house, like in that area in your apartment right there, your house. There's some ghost that
Oh,
freaking just wants to light fires. Cool.
it just sucks.
That's crazy. You with your luck, dude. It's unbelievable. It seems like unfortunately, it seems like every week you have a horrific story of something shitty happening. At least you didn't get like crazy ass snow like everybody else did.
No, we did.
You did? Did you?
Yeah,
Were you buried in? Like
we Monday or maybe last Thursday or something like that. I would walk to work in like knee-high snow because nothing
jeez.
was plowed yet. And I was like, well, I'm not going to miss work for this. I'm still going to get paid.
Did you guys have any
So
customers that day?
surprisingly, yeah, it was a really good day. People kept rolling in like, I
All
can't
they
believe you guys are open.
literally rolling in. That's all they can freaking do in the winter, I guess. But well, at least you're alive. At least you have some clothes to wear.
So that's the silver lining, right? Like if I wouldn't have caught that when I did, would eventually the entire basket have gone up and caught my apartment on fire?
That's insane. Maybe.
So
Well, my stupid story is totally self-inflicted. I think I may have mentioned it in the past, last few episodes, that I got this badass new 75-inch TV. I know it seems very braggy, but it was cheap as hell. So it was actually like one of the cheaper large screen TVs, and it's the cheapest TV that I've owned since I've become an adult. So, I'm actually downsizing price-wise. Bought this big-ass TV, and within like a week, we noticed that it would just like intermittently shut off. So we got over U.S. Thanksgiving, so it was like I think we got it like 25th or 26th, whatever that week was, and then of November. And then so I called up Best Buy where I bought it from, and I said I need you guys to exchange this because it's just shutting off. All right, no problem. They came over the week of Christmas, so basically a month after I had it, almost a month. Swap it out for a new TV, which they found out was busted. The new one actually had a big ass crack in it, and the whole TV was shattered. So they had to go to the local Best Buy to pick up a different one, come back. So they installed the third TV. I went off to CES in Vegas, like right for the beginning of the year. I come back and the TV is shutting off again, and I'm like, well, that fucking sucks. So I think it shut off last. I want to say it was like last Wednesday night. I'm checking the clock or my calendar here. Either way, whatever day it was, the 15th. Yeah, so last Wednesday it shuts off again. And by now I'm pissed off. I'm fed up. I'm like, I'm gonna have Best Buy pick this up, return it. I'm gonna have to buy a new TV, or whatever. So I called Best Buy the next day on the 16th, and I said, yeah, hey guys, or I actually stopped by the store. I'm like, here's the problem. It's happening again with this TV. This is like literally the second or third TV that I've had from you guys. Each one has had a problem. Can you have somebody swap it out? And the dude looks me straight in the face and says, well, the return and exchange program actually, since you got it through the holidays, only lasted through January 14th, and it was the 16th. I was so freaking.
Really?
I'm like, it's 2 days after that. Are you kidding me right now? He says, nope, that's all we can't do anything. You're going to have to call the manufacturer because we can't do anything here. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I was fuming at that point. I'm like, dude, 2 days afterward, the TV that I bought from you guys that I already exchanged is having issues and you can't do anything. Whatever. So I was pissed. I left there. I tweeted at LG, and they got someone on the horn right away. And they actually sent somebody out Monday. So this past Monday, dude comes over, super nice guy. I had the day off because it was Martin Luther King Day in the U.S. And
big ups.
Big ups. He super awesome dude, really nice. Fixes the TV for me. Puts a whole new power board in, puts a new infrared receiver because he thought maybe that's the issue. Maybe like somebody else's, remote is picking up on it or whatever. So we put it up on the wall. Awesome, no problem. That was Monday. No issues with the TV. Tuesday, I'm walking around the house. My wife and my daughter had, I think, just gone to bed or something. And I know I had the TV on because I was watching something on Netflix. And I went off to do Ring Fit for a little bit, and I came back, and the TV was off. And I thought, did I turn the TV off? Or did one of them, like, come downstairs, turn the TV off? I know they're probably upstairs. I must have turned the TV off. The only logical answer, I must have turned it off. Went upstairs, started playing games. That was Tuesday. Yesterday, Wednesday, I'm watching Netflix again, binging a couple hours worth of a show that I was really into. And show's over. I'm like, that was, cool. I'm all done. It was like around 10:30 or so. I back out. I'm using the Apple TV when I watch. That's what I used to watch Netflix. Back out of the Apple TV, goes back to the home menu, whatever, and just kind of sitting there waiting for me. And I go off to grab a couple things, grab my laptop, come back. I start typing, getting some, writing some articles and stuff on my laptop. And like 10, 15 minutes or so later, I notice something out of the corner of my eye. And I look, and the TV had shut off. It just shut off. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? At this point, like, through my head, in my mind, I'm thinking, this is the third TV, all right, whatever. Technically the third TV, really the second TV. I'm having all these issues. The guy fixed it, and it's still having these problems. It can't be the TV. It's got to be, maybe it's power surges, but I have a surge protector, so it can't be that, because a surge protector that I bought from Best Buy, and it's pretty fucking heavy duty. Maybe, I don't know, is it this TV? Maybe it's just the brand just freaking sucks. And I was getting really upset because I really wanted an LG TV because they make supposedly great TVs. And so I was really bummed at that point. And I was about ready to just lose my shit. My wife was asleep on the couch next to me. And then something else catches my eye. Some sort of movement. Some sort of light. And I turn my head just enough to look at the TV stand. And blinking out, because it's gone into its sleep mode, is the little Apple TV. It has a little white light on the front, and after a certain amount of time, if it hasn't been touched or done anything, it will power down. And then it dawned on me that because of the HDMI CEC technology, you can control your televisions from other boxes. So basically, I could turn my TV on with my Apple remote.
Oh, no.
It was going into sleep mode and powering down the TV when it went into sleep mode. So 3 fucking TVs, 2 repairmen, days of my life gone, not because the TVs were bad, but because the setting I had on the Apple TV was shutting it off after 15 minutes of inactivity, which would shut the TV off. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I lost years of my life figuring out why I have such bad luck with my TVs, when in fact it was just a stupid setting that I had on the Apple TV. And that is how I felt like I wanted to run my head through a plate glass window. And it's been fine, so I turned off the power down feature now, and actually I set it to 2 hours, just in case I fall asleep in the middle of the night. But I tested it out. I went through sleep mode on the Apple TV. Sure enough, you put it in a sleep mode, the TV powers down too. Set the timer, powers on right at that time. Technology, man. I'm dumb. And that's the end of my story. And so meanwhile, this LG TV is awesome. So I got to write an email to LG and to this tech guy too. He gave me his card, apologizing for my own stupidity. At the same time, I have to say that we had it set up this way for my other TV, the old Samsung, but it wasn't using the smart connector on the Samsung. So it was like a dumber HDMI from like my 10 years ago or 8 years ago, my TV. So it didn't know to shut the TV down as well. So I left the setting on with this new TV, which now has the smarter HDMI connections, and that's why it is activating it. So, yep, that's it. I'm the dumb one. The TV is great.
I mean,
I'd
be okay living in a world where TVs can't control other TVs. I think I'd be okay with that.
Yes. It's my fault. And I'm okay realizing it's my fault. But enough about technology, enough about our shitty lives. I don't want to say shitty lives. Enough about like our extremely privileged lives where I can complain about a TV and you can complain about spontaneous combustion. Let's
spontaneous
talk about
combustion of pretty much all of the clothes I own.
Yeah, exactly. Loss of all the clothes you have. Let's talk about video games.
If you want to talk about what happens after we lose those ridiculously privileged lives, let me tell you about this game I've been playing.
Yes.
So I got two.
Okay.
I'll start with this one. This is it's an early access game on the Epic Games Store called Surviving the Aftermath.
Oh, see, I didn't know you were playing this one. Okay.
Yeah. That's because it's on the Epic Games Store and nobody
Right.
expects anybody to use that.
Nobody expects the Epic Game Store, the Spanish Inquisition.
It seems okay. It's very early access. It's like it's like a city builder almost. Set in the apocalypse. You spawn on a map and there's essentially like radioactive waste all over the ground, and so you can't build on that until you develop the technology to clean it up and move it away and whatnot. And then so you're just building buildings to progress up a tech tree and keep your citizens alive and get more citizens who can do more work, and it's one of those. And then there's like a pseudo tactical element to it where you can pop out to like a world map and you get specialists who can run around that map and like explore the map by zone and like scavenge resources, and then that's pretty much the whole game because it's very early access.
Oh wow! So it's like they're it's almost sounds like they're trying to figure out what they actually want to do with this game, let alone.
Yeah, I mean, there's something there. It's just you get over the first hurdle of like, oh, I'm running out of food. Oh, I guess I'll make these farms. Oh, I don't have a food problem anymore. I guess we're good.
I guess we're done with the game.
But
interesting.
Yeah, so that's that.
What was this called again?
It's called Surviving the Aftermath.
Okay. Surviving the Aftermath. Got it.
Yeah, and like it's early access enough that their latest update is update 3.
Huh.
So like it's super early, but yeah. So I was playing that, and I've also been playing another early access game that just came out yesterday, the day before.
I saw
2 days ago. It's called not Pokemon.
It's called the Unpokemon.
Unpokemon. It's called TemTem. So I'm not a Pokemon guy. Like I think every time it comes up, it's in my Twitter bio. Like I played Pokemon Blue once for a while. This seems like that. You start the game off, and it's like, oh no, I woke up in my house. I'm late. And your mom wakes you up, and she's like, you got to go get your not Pokemon. I'm like, oh cool. She's like, go talk to the professor. I'm like, great.
Professor. Instead of professor, it's the one who professes to you, the professor.
Yep. And then you talk to him, and he's like, hey, you're starting on your journey because you're old enough now. And then some other kid shows up, and he's like, I'm better than you. And then the professor's like, pick your not Pokemon. And all right. So I picked the one that's like a fight monkey.
Okay.
And then I went on my Pokemon journey. My not Pokemon journey.
Is there so it's a Pokemon MMO, and does it have like a narrative at all, or is it just more like
it's like picture a narrative from a Pokemon game, like, oh, you fight the gyms and explore the world and catch all the not Pokemon, and there's a bad guys, and they're like Team Rocket, but they're called like some other shit. And there's like random battles, and like don't go in the tall grass because you'll get random encounters, and I don't know. It's interesting. I have no idea if this is like par for the course for Pokemon games, like modern ones. You throw out two of them at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you just throw, like your fights are, you have 2 out at a time, and like you'll fight like teams of 2 people and they each throw out 1, or you'll fight like a person and he'll throw out 2, and it's just like
and it's very rarely. It's usually like in a raid, or if you're playing with someone, like if you're doing like co-op battles, but you're only ever controlling your one Pokemon.
Right. So in this one you have 2. And you still have a team of 6. But the whole idea is that different. I'm going to preface this by saying I don't know how it works really. But different monsters will synergize with other monsters. So if you send out 2, and like this one's like, oh, I've got this ability that's going to make this water Pokemon like go first.
Hmm.
So it's like, all right, I'll send these 2 out at the same time, and then I can use my really big like AOE attack, I guess, on this guy, even if he's not quite as strong, because I'm guaranteed to hit first, and then I'll probably kill these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's and then it's got the usual like types. So there's like digital and fighting and psychic and ground and fire and water and all that shit, grass. And good stuff is good against other stuff, so it's you kind of got to plan around that. But it's brutal because the computer opponents in that game will absolutely they're like, yeah, we're gonna send out these 2 Pokemon, and like they work really well together. And oh, you're just dead now. It's like, oh shit.
I mean, it's still early access, right?
It is.
So
it's early access.
So it's out. Were you able to get on at least?
Yeah, I streamed it yesterday.
Yep, I was watching.
Yeah, I streamed it, and I started my stream as I started the game, and I was in like a several thousand person queue. And then I got in like 5 minutes, so I was like, "This is great," but I kept getting disconnected.
I know Jeff Grubb couldn't even get in for a while.
Yeah, so I got disconnected 4 or 5 times, and then it just smoothed out. And then I played a little bit today, and I didn't even have a login queue. And after it smoothed out, it was fine. But that queue and those connection issues that go along with that queue are the only problem I've seen. Like, I'm running around, and there's like people running around, and there's no chat in the game as far as I can tell. You can only you have emotes.
So you can battle just a random person that you see out there?
If you can, I don't know how to do it.
Okay, so maybe I wonder if that'll get in there eventually. And well, I'm actually really intrigued because all of a sudden my timeline, and when the game released the last couple of days, everybody on my Twitter timeline and social media and stuff has been playing it. Like they're giving it a shot, and it seems like I don't know if they're sucked in or what, but with Pokemon as big as it is, and Sword and Shield being fine games, they're a little bit of a letdown in how they're not like super forward thinking on some of the just the overall game mechanics, and it seems like this TemTem is sort of capitalizing on it.
Yeah, and so it's weird because there's not a lot of game there yet.
Okay.
There's like the first zone, which goes up to a little ways past like the first gym, basically. But even then, like you get out of the starting town, you get to like the first town, and there's like a building there that just has like a sign on it in the game that says "Work in Progress." You just can't get it. You just can't do anything with it. And I think there's somewhere between maybe 30 to 50 monsters in the game, and that's just like a first batch.
Do you throw a ball to capture them?
You have little glass cards.
Okay.
They work exactly like a Pokeball. You throw a card to catch the monster, and when you pull them out, like they're in there. Like there's like a nifty little animation where you throw the card out and then they get summoned. But yeah, it's cards instead of Pokeballs. But I mean, it's cute. The art style is interesting. I don't really think any of the actual monsters are noteworthy, I guess.
You gotta wonder, like
they're very generic looking. Like all of the monsters, like there's nothing.
Yeah. Well, when you have folks that aren't necessarily a giant development team like Nintendo has to sit and brainstorm monsters for, one monster probably takes like 3 or 4 weeks to really develop at Nintendo, and they're doing like 200 of them every time there's a new game out there, 150 to 200. But everybody has wanted a Pokemon MMO for a long time, or some type of online Pokemon world. And Nintendo has got to be seeing this and thinking, shit, we could charge $9.99, $12.99 a month. We could charge $14. You could probably charge $14.99 a month for folks to play this game, and they can just slowly release, slowly eke out and release Pokemon every, once every 2, 3, 4 months. Here's a new batch of Pokemon. Here's the new season. This new season is going to bring 15 new Pokemon Go is massive. And it's sort of the closest we have to an online actual Pokemon Company game. because you can do raids together. Now, they transferred some of that to Pokemon Sword and Shield, but man, this seems like something Nintendo has completely missed a boat on because you could easily get. I mean, if Sword and Shield, people spent $60 on it. Some folks got it for a deal. Some folks got it for gifts, but still, it's about $60 on it. Nintendo could make $300 a year just on subscriptions alone if they want to, and then on top of that, sell shit like outfits and.
So that's the crazy part. So one of the buildings, you fight a battle, or kill a Pokemon or not Pokemon out in the grass. You get like somewhere between 50 and maybe 200 money. So I walked into a building in like the third town, and it's like, hey, this is the cosmetic store. And I'm like, cool, let's see what you got. And it's like all in-game cosmetics, it's not like microtransaction. And I walk up and it's like, oh, that's a cool shirt. I'm wearing a hoodie and that's a t-shirt. How much is that? $24,000.
That is actually very similar to what Pokemon Sword and Shield has. Like you don't even get money from battles in regular Pokemon games unless you have like specific move sets that can. I think like my Meowth has Payday, which lets me grab like up to 300 to 400 monies total. But then the outfits, t-shirts, all that kind of shit is like starts at like $10,000 to $15,000 in current. And if you want anything that looks remotely cool, it's like 25, 30, 40, 50, 70,000 monies. And guess what? I mean, I'm gonna fucking farm like crazy. So I can see it. I can see it.
You know what I would do? I'd be in the casino.
Yeah.
But there's no casino. Like, or if there is, I haven't found it yet. But it's like,
did Dragon Quest X have a casino? Because Dragon Quest games are really well known for having casinos in them.
Was Dragon Quest X the one I played, or was it 11?
No, you played 11. 10.
11 has a casino.
So 11 has a casino, yeah. But 10, the online one, I almost wonder they probably can't have a traditional video game casino in there because it would be too much like an actual gambling casino where you're spending oodles of money. So maybe you can't. But either way, it's I
don't know. This is Dragon Quest X as a casino.
Oh, does it really?
So
interesting. But that game is subscription, so there's no microtransactions. I don't think there's microtransactions in Dragon Quest X.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's probably how they get away with it. But that's cool. All right, so you how many hundreds of hours have you poured into Project TemTem in 2 days?
5.
That's more than any Pokemon game you've ever played, probably, right?
5 hours. I nailed it. Nailed it, guys. Yeah, probably.
I think the most I ever put into a Pokemon game prior to the Switch, I think the most I'd ever put in is like maybe 8 to 10 hours. I've only ever like in the past like cleared 1, maybe 2 gyms because I just get bored trying to hunt Pokemon. But Pokemon Go kind of flipped that script on me, so I've been playing Sword and Shield, but I'm playing it more like an RPG rather than monster hunting. Like I've got my team, and I'm just leveling up the fuck out of this team. So I'm not doing any of like the character, the friendship stuff where you're trying to improve, how likable and all those types of stats. I'm just gonna jack this fucker up with the highest attack stats and the highest defense and the highest health, and I'm gonna go after this like an old school RPG.
So I'm pretty sure that this game has like all of that shit built in, like like EV mechanics and all that shit, which I'm never going to engage with because I do not care. But the thing it also has is it has shinies.
Oh, see, now that's the thing.
And I didn't know what a shiny was. So I was on the TemTem subreddit yesterday, and a couple of the front page posts were like, "Oh, I just caught my first shiny, and check it out. Here's how you can tell the difference." And default color scheme for this bird is blue and purple, and the shiny is like purple gold and black. No, it's like it's way there. It's like gold and black or something like that. Like it's noticeably different. I'm just like, I saw that fucking bird. I killed that bird.
You're like, damn it. Yeah, that's the allure of Pokemon is the shinies, which have no stat differences, by the way. There's it's literally in Japan they're just called different color. instead of
Oh,
shiny.
really?
But they changed the name in the U.S. to shiny, which made people go like especially bonkers to collect shit. So, yeah,
Yeah, like I ran into one and it was a bird, and I already had that bird, and I was like, I've
fuck
already
that
got
bird.
this bird, and I just killed it. It's like
Well,
I want the 8 experience I'll
I
get for
want
killing you.
exactly. I'd rather have that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
But
cool. Yeah,
yeah,
I'll wait till there's more in that before I dive in. But I mean, I'm kind of interested, but we'll see. I don't know how much longer I'm through. Are you done by the way? You have any other games that you've been playing, or is that pretty
no,
much
just
it?
those two.
Okay.
I'll probably play some more Temtem.
Okay.
I feel like I beat the first gym, and I don't really know what
Do
to
you
do from
how
here.
is the gym? Did you like face off like 3 or 4 battles before you get to like the gym leader, and then you beat
Oh,
the gym
it was
leader?
fucking brutal.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Dude, it was like 8.
Oh shit. Yeah. You only do like in the Pokemon games. You're only doing 3,
I don't know if it was 8.
maybe
It
four
was.
battles, but still.
Well, let me think. Let me think. So the you walk into the gym and it's all like these moving launch platforms,
Okay.
and if you step on them at the wrong time, they launch you if you don't want to, or you can walk over them if you time it right.
Hmm.
But all of the different launch platforms launch to different sections of this gym before you
Sure.
can even get. So it's like you drop down, there's a battle. So 1, launch up, 2,
Hmm.
go to the right, 3, accidentally hit the platform wrong, got launched into a doubles battle. So 4, uh, 5, 6, and then there's 2 lieutenants that you fight who
Oh
have like really
shit.
strong Pokemon, right at the gate to the gym leader. So 7, and then the gym leader herself was 8. So
Yeah. The
yeah,
most you'll
it was
have in a Pokemon game is like maybe you'll have 5, maybe. Yeah.
yeah.
That's wild. Like the very first gym is 8. Well, I mean, like I said, everybody's talking about it. It's definitely something that
When I played
Pokemon fans should look into.
when I played Pokemon when
How
I
much
played
is this, by the
Pokemon
way?
uh 34.99
Okay.
American, I think.
Okay.
It was 39.99 Canadian.
All right.
I was doing a little bit of reverse math there. Um when I played Pokemon Blue, I got to the first gym. And I remember the first gym, and I remember it being super easy because like it was
Hmm.
Brock, right? And he's all
Yeah.
rock type,
Yeah.
and I had a Squirtle, I think.
And that destroys it. Yeah.
That's just
Kills it.
destroyed. But I'm pretty sure I got there like level 12 or something like that and beat it.
Yeah. The first gym is usually like if you have Pokemon between 10 and 12. If you have Pokemon at level 15, you're gonna just completely wipe the floor with
So
anybody.
my Pokemon were all level 18, and I had a type advantage for the most part. And the gym leader's Pokemon were like between 19 and 24,
In
I
this
think.
game, early in Temtem, wow.
In this game, and I was just like, hey, this is a really fucking hard fight.
Ah, wow. They jacked that shit up, and that's the Dark Souls of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
do.
I don't know. It seems okay.
That's cool. I'm
Yeah.
curious. What they'll start adding stuff in. I'm sure there'll be other way. They'll have plenty of other ways to monetize this thing.
Well, I just wonder if they're ever going to actually add a chat because there's like
Yeah.
an emote wheel, like you can make a little hand to wave and
Hmm.
do stuff like that. But as far as I can tell, that's the only way to interact with the
Hmm.
people you see around you, which is fine. But it's like, yeah, I want to talk to
We'll
people.
have to
What's going
see if we
on?
can get these guys in to do an interview. That'd be kind of fun. Cool.
Sure.
I've been nothing different this week. I have one, but I'm still playing Ring Fit Adventure. I think almost done with the story. Who knows? There's actually an adventure, a plot. I'm on the very end of World 18 out of. I thought there was only 20, but it looks like there's more. The Pokemon, I've got through 5 gyms so far, and I know there's 8 gyms total, and then there's a bunch of there's a few other things too. So I've just checked. I have like 36, 37 hours in this game, which I never thought I would have for a Pokemon game, but whatever. I had similar with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I think I had yeah. And then I'm getting through that. I'm hoping to complete that within the next 2 to 3 weeks here. Because the game I really want to get into, and which I just started, I picked it up 2 days ago. I had a bunch of gift cards from Christmas and like certificates. Is this guy right here, Dragon Quest 11S for the
Oh
Switch?
yeah,
I finally picked up
nice.
the best version of the game because it has more content on there, more stories, and it has the. I've got just maybe 2.5 hours into it, but it has both the 3D and the 2D modes. So you can play the game in 3D or you can play the game in like old school 2D,
Nice.
which I haven't tried yet. But I remember seeing it. It was for the 3DS at first, but I'm really looking. I'm really itching to get in it. Dragon Quest is next to Zelda. I think Dragon Quest is probably my favorite series. They don't have my favorite games on it. I think I take it back. Dragon Quest 3 is maybe one of my top 2 RPGs next to Final Fantasy 6, but I've probably loved Dragon Quest games as a series more than any other game series out there. So next to Zelda, I should say. So yeah,
I really enjoyed Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into it. I know it's just an abso-fucking-lutely huge game. So, but the nice thing about Dragon Quest, and I haven't played this one too much yet, but I actually like grinding in Dragon Quest games. So
fighting those metal slimes,
man, it's always like a fun or Metal King slimes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, but not the Metal Slime Knights because those are just like trash. But yeah, so I'm hoping to get through a lot of this stuff and dive more into that. So that's it. That's all I'm playing. Let's get into some news. A little bit of news that's been going. You missed last week's news smorgasbord, and then this week there's been nothing. There's been a couple like delays here and there. I don't know if you're going to mention any of them, but there hasn't been a ton of news. Tell me what you got.
Yeah, no, I mean, in terms of delays, there's been what? There's been Cyberpunk got delayed.
Cyberpunk.
And they came out and said like, yeah, we're gonna have to crunch.
Yep.
And tried to excuse it by saying, yeah, we've got guys from Rockstar that work here, and they're like, huh, this isn't even crunch.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, maybe don't use one of the worst companies in the world for crunch as your bar for what isn't crunch.
And then what's that the other game, the was it Dead by Daylight? What is that game? The part 2 that
no, fuck, I don't remember.
Dying Light.
Dying Light, there it is.
That also got delayed.
That got delayed.
Yep. The Iron Man game got delayed. Iron Man VR.
Yeah.
So all those delays are coming, which is, a lot of them are getting delayed like either indefinitely or into like the fall season, which is new console. At this point, Cyberpunk 2077 is launching in September, probably about maybe a month and a half before the new consoles come out. Which, to me, now all of a sudden I start to think, are they going to put out a new console version of Cyberpunk 2077?
What they're gonna do is September is gonna roll around and they're gonna delay again.
They might say we're gonna delay it to pump it out so it's better for new consoles. I don't know. I'm very curious of the game, but I think the game that actually suffers the most is the Avengers game, because now it's falling at a time, the tail end of this console generation. It's meant to be an always online game for a console generation that's basically done. Everyone's switching over to PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Which, I just want to throw this out here. The prices I predicted seemed like they were bang on.
Yeah. So what were your price? You had them pretty high up there.
I said I was pretty sure it was going to be 500 American for the PS5.
Yep.
Which would be roughly 800 Canadian. And I said the Xbox Series X would be probably $100 more.
Yeah, $600.
And now it's seeming like now it's sounding like it's going to be both $100 more and $100 less.
So they might have So my prediction last week was did you give us any predictions? You gave us predictions. I read your predictions.
Yep.
I still predict that they're going to have a couple SKUs for each of them. There'll be the SKU that you really want, the high end $600 one, and then there'll be the SKU that they sell to everybody. With like super limited hard drive space or maybe digital only for like $400 that you don't want to get, but someone will. But it's a weird time to be alive. What do you got? What news you got?
So I literally only had the one real news story, and I wouldn't even really call it news. Remember Monster Hunter?
Yeah, Monhan, baby.
So they released an image of a roadmap, like a development roadmap, since the new DLC. Did I say roadmap?
You said roadmap.
Okay, roadmap of their development plans
Are you clicking like a lighter over there?
Yes, I am.
That's awesome. I know that sound. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that away because I was doing it without realizing it. And the news from the roadmap is that the PC and console versions of the game are finally going to be synced come
Oh yeah,
come
finally.
May. That's been a thing because they'll do like in-game events and they don't like they happen on console and they don't happen on the PC for like months later.
And everybody I know is gonna switch to the PC version
Yeah,
because that is the one that everybody seems to be really interested in.
that's where I own it.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's yeah. They're there's gonna be a ton of content for that because they're gonna pull that. They're gonna keep that game going for a while. I would not be surprised if that also makes an appearance relatively early on in the new consoles in the next gen life cycle.
Sure.
Yeah. That's it. That's the only real one you had.
That's it. There's some other stuff in there. I was just like a lot of it just didn't interest me. I do have one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to talk about how cool this hoodie is. Look, it says Canada.
Oh shit, that actually is pretty damn cool. I can't wear one that says America because everybody would shit on me at the moment. But I like that hoodie. It's actually pretty nice. That's one hoodie that survived, huh?
It is. I was wearing it.
Oh, there you go. You're gonna hand wash a lot of shit from now on and just hand dry it. The Xbox Series X a prototype leaked. Did you see that?
I saw. Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't include it because it's like, well, okay, it's a picture.
So it's
It looks like a PS2 Slim.
Except it's a cube. It's like, remember how everybody said the Wii was like two GameCubes duct taped together? This literally is probably as tall and designed to be two GameCubes duct taped together. But it's got one HDMI output. It's got one Xbox input type of thing. So for peripherals, it has. Let's see. I'm pulling up the image right now. There's the one thing that was interesting though was no HDMI input, which was that was a big thing for Microsoft this current generation. They really want to talk to that here. You plug your TV into this and you can watch TV and play games. They have your TV off, picture in picture, and you can be social and all that shit. But yeah, that's gone. There are two USB ports on the back, an optical audio port. There's a USB port in the front, a big old disc slot with an actual button to eject. Now, granted, this is a prototype. It does look pretty finished because the actual Xbox logo is on like a metal version of the Xbox or a chrome version of the Xbox logo is on it. They wouldn't generally put that on an actual prototype. There's a serial number on here.
Xbox product name placeholder.
The
text?
Xbox product name placeholder. Yep.
I mean, it's a PC.
It's a PC. But I really feel like this is the we're not going to wait. The only reason that we haven't heard more about this thing and launch games and that kind of stuff is Microsoft's waiting on Sony. And they're waiting on Sony to find out. I think somebody at Microsoft leaked this. I wouldn't be surprised if fucking Major Nelson or, Phil Xbox linked this. Phil Spencer linked this or leaked this because they are totally fine having a slow trickle of a news cycle before they actually dump the full final Xbox and the price. But they can get all this stuff out ahead of time and whet the appetites and sort of keep the Xbox in the news cycle because nobody, apart from Sony showcasing a logo last week or a couple weeks ago, there's been nothing talked about for the PS5 apart from like a mysterious article on Wired that they've been posting once a year. So, I think this is a controlled leak from Microsoft's standpoint. But it looks like a box. But I think you were part of the podcast a few weeks ago where I said that this is more than just a games console. I think there's a lot of like home automation shit that they're tying. There's gonna be the Cortana voice assistant. They're gonna do a bunch of stuff like that built into this thing.
I'm gonna be honest, man. They can do whatever they want to tie all that stuff into it as long as I can turn it off.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
because like number one, I hate using those voice assistant things. Like, so I just don't. I don't use Siri. I don't use any of that shit. Number two, I don't own anything that would interface with it. So it would just be that device. It's not like I can go Xbox, turn my lights off because I don't have Hue bulbs or anything like that.
Sure.
Like I've got. So
it's those things are very common. Like in the U.S. now, it's the smart home, the connected home is very common, very popular. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the majority of gamers in the U.S. probably have some Amazon Echo or Alexa-based product. They probably have a Google-based product floating around. They probably have an Apple-based product floating around. So I think that if Microsoft can just say, you don't have to say any of all those 18 different names. You could just say, hey, Xbox. You don't have to say, hey, Cortana. Hey, Xbox, what's the weather like tomorrow? Or, hey, Xbox, show me who's coming up to my doorbell, my camera doorbell right now. If they integrate all that shit while you're playing a game, that could be a really cool integration.
Can you rename those?
You can rename the Amazon one. I don't know. I haven't tried it with Apple or with Google, but I know you can do it with Amazon. Yeah.
Like, what if I want to rename Cortana to some other AI from Halo?
Hey,
do you think that would? Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still gonna stand by my prediction, which I didn't make it a full year prediction, but I'm gonna stand by my call that stuff is sort of integrated in this version of the Xbox Series X, which is like the expensive one, and you'll have that cheap version, which is all digital, that doesn't have that stuff integrated in there. Yeah, I think the big venting on top is also a speaker. So, anyways, yeah, that leaked.
Yeah,
that was something. Anything else? Is that it?
No, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, I didn't see anything. I mean, I'm actually looking through our news feeds and I'm like, yeah, there isn't. Oh, Ninja Theory showed off a teaser for their next game, Project Mara.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's just a quick little video, so it's nothing. Whatever. Hellblade Mara's Legacy.
I mean, there's stuff that maybe counts as news, like Stardew Valley sold more than 10 million copies across all platforms. So
good for Stardew Valley.
Yeah, congrats.
There's a bunch of game movies popping up on Netflix. I think they got the Ni no Kuni game, the Ni no Kuni movie is on Netflix right now. Just launched a couple days ago. I think the Dragon Quest story, whatever, is showing up at the beginning of next month, and then the Pokemon one is at the end of next month. So, hey, if you like video games and movies based on video games, Netflix looks like it might be the place to be for a little while.
I wouldn't describe myself as somebody who likes those things, no, but I do watch them.
Yeah, I watch them. It's very good background stuff. Okay, that's all I got.
Yeah,
I don't have anything.
It's a week news week.
It's week news week. Where I'm just
everybody's too busy playing TemTem.
They're all busy playing TemTem. Even the developers are. They're either that or they're excited for the next Kingdom Hearts game, Project Xenahort, which is an iOS and Android game. So perfect. That's what everybody wanted. It'll
be an endless runner, and you just run in a circle.
Yeah.
That's a real deep Kingdom Hearts joke.
Well, Aaron, thank you for spending some time. We actually pulled a lot longer of an episode than I thought we were going to have. Here, I thought it was going to be like a 10-minute, 20-minute episode, but this has been like 45 minutes.
That's not terrible.
That's not terrible at all. Hey, yeah, thanks a lot, dude. Where can we find you, Mr. Beautiful Affiliate, you, with your clothing?
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at ScrattyBones, and I'm streaming again.
He's streaming again. He's got to get that number back up.
I got to get those donos in so I can buy myself some fucking pants.
You can find me at Dali Demosky. You can find us at SideQuesting TV on the Twitch, SideQuesting on Twitter, and on our website is actually sidequesting.com. So please visit us. If you're just watching this on Twitch, visit us at SideQuesting. Our podcast, which this is actually a recording of, on all your favorite podcasting networks, rate us, review us, yada, yada, yada. And, yeah, that's it. We'll see you on the next side quest. Bye-bye. Clap, 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 clap.